My beautiful stars, reading time. So we're going to do a no contact. Is it really over? We haven't done one of these in a while. So just first off the bat, clearly this collective, for me to be calling to do a no contact, is it really over? This person's either really overwhelming you energetically, you're fighting to not break no contact. You'd be very overwhelmed about this whole situation for me to get called to do this clarity reading. So if you're kind of just riding the wave and they're not really affecting you, and you don't have that urgency to kind of break no contact, not your reading. Okay, but first I just want to confirm the right collective's emotion and focus, just to again really see if this is for you, and then we'll break it all down. Okay, so your main focus with this connection right now. Okay. So your first card is divinely protected. So this is maybe where you try and find that strength to not break the no contact. If you truly believe that this connection is divinely protected, you're trying your hardest to really surrender to divine timing and really trying to fall into that belief of what is meant to be will always be. But I think sometimes this is really hard for you to really have belief in, especially right now. You see that you guys are a mirrored connection, and I think that you sometimes question if this is their emotion or if they're feeling the intensity the way you're feeling the intensity. But again, Faded, this collective, those three, you clearly believe this is a divine connection, or definitely of some sort. And it's funny because even though sometimes holding on to the belief of this is divinely guided can really stress you out and send uncertainty and maybe a really overthinking mind, in an odd way you find strength in believing in this as well. Like, to have fate and divinely protected, this collective, this is teaching you belief, which is very beautiful. Doesn't mean you don't question it, and you probably question if you're crazy sometimes, but at the core of you, this is what you truly feel. You feel like this connection, when you're centered, will find its way back to you. Wow. So, oh my God, look at these cards. So this person, you see signs, synchronicities of them, their birthday. Maybe you're a collective for a long time. It's like all these signs you were receiving from the universe, you always took it down to this person. And I talk about signs all the time. I've gone into detail about it and how signs are truly for us and our soul development, to find our internal balance, our sovereignty. And when we have a lot of divine masculine signs, the person on your mind, there's something with your yang energy internally that really needs to be balanced. Okay, so I think this collective, you're either in the midst of still believing every sign that you see is them, or you're starting to have that transition of really understanding, until you allocate signs, whatever your brain. So right now, when you need to balance divine masculine without you knowing, your brain resonates divine masculine signs as if. So of course, when the universe is wanting you to focus on yang energy, they're going to show you signs that your brain has resonated with yang energy. And this is why I say it's so important you guys allocate your signs. Okay. Wow. So this collective, you really do believe you have unconditional love for this person, that they are your penguin. This is reminding me of a collective that when you're in strength, no one can tell you otherwise. I don't think anyone would be able to really tell you this is not your person. It's just when you're overthinking and that belief system, that programming you're trying to heal comes into full focus. But again, this is a no contact. Is it really over? And I'm just going to say it now. I'm being called to say it. Clarity readings can go either way. So they can sometimes be very positive and very mind-blowing even for me. But there are some times where it can be a little bit confronting as well. And anyway, let's just keep going before I keep talking. Okay, so when you think about them, you think about family structure and foundation and long-term longevity. And for this, again, to be under this card, for the theme of this, I don't think this collective, when you think of them, you think their family is interfering, not with this balance here. It's you believe in your core when the time is right, that foundation will be built with this person, which means you've had these kinds of conversations in the past with this person. That's what you hope. Like I said, that intensity you feel, the dark night that you've been through, the layers of your shadow you've been through, you really do hope, or you really do question if this person's gone through the same thing or is going through the same thing. I think sometimes it's the mirroring that you question. And sometimes maybe you mistake your own emotion for their emotion, or vice versa. I think there's a lot of questioning around this for the right collective. Fate. The rejection. This is really... This reminds me of someone that's been on this for a while. You understand without the pain, the separation, this rejection, this ending was destined for you, right? You understand, and you probably really resonate with finding each other as a broken mirror. So knowing you had to really heal your own internal mirror, your own internal soul evolution for this to have ever have worked. It's like when you're in strength, you understand this would never have been long-term the way that we were. You really, as a collective, believe that even this rejection, this separation, this breakup was all fated for your growth. Like if you haven't had moments of thinking that and you're still in that energy, why, this could have been this isn't for you. Like, look at these cards. This is so, you as a collective, you are very divinely connected. Okay. Like you're connected to the universal frequency around you. You understand why you've gone through or you're going through what you are going through, not just in this connection, but as a person. So you do, when it comes to the signs, everything I say is for a reason. I think you are one of my collectives. Every sign you have thought is them, to do with love. This is under synchronicities, but you did get unconditional love, and I love you. Red balloons, they could be a sign that maybe you've allocated, or maybe you should, to make it more specific. I always say when you allocate signs, you don't want to allocate a sign that you see every day, like a certain bird you see every day, or 11 or 11. Like you want to have something rare and unique and something that's not going to cross your path all the time. So that moment it does pop up in your life, or there's belief. If it's something you're going to see however many times a day, it's just silly. It's not going to relieve the overthinking. So perfect pairing with unconditional love. This is what that divine feminine energy is meant to teach us. Unconditional love, understanding, compassion. You really do resonate with that soul activation and thriving in your divine feminine. I also see her as my high priestess oracle, so you could really resonate with being a psychic medium, a healer of some sort. Even if it's Reiki, whatever it is, this has activated your true eye in life, not these eyeballs, this one. the one that matters. Wow. Can I tell you something? I know you got ghosts. This collective, thinking about them, you did not get one negative card. Like, you didn't get the avoidant, the runner, I know you got rejection, but you see that as fated, okay? You didn't get friendship interference or karmic interference. It's like I said, deep in your soul. They still clearly really own the key to your heart. They've inspired you to change, and I think you have hopes that you've inspired them to change. All right. Just before we really start breaking this all down with them, I just want to get these to confirm your current wife. This collective, you're clearly in no contact, but actually, no. I want to see the universe's perspective first. Hold on. I just want to see how the universe sees this. You got the key and the crossroads. 3322 numbers. Wow. Okay, this could have been more short-lived as well. This is about more of a short-lived romance. Very highly sexual connection as well. I find a lot of divines, majority of you, it is only a short-lived romance because they don't want to tarnish it to a point of no return. So you feel that intensity, that love like you've never felt, and then it's like poof, off they go to Mars. But this was meant to really break you into your clarity of the world, tap into your wisdom, to break out of the mold that you would put yourself in, to finally put you on the right path in life, to really activate your journey, to create opportunities, to make you really learn and thrive in your independence, to create a lot of beautiful luck in your life, to activate that path of good fortune and your abundant timeline, but to also create more of a carefree energy. So this collective, maybe when you met this person, those qualities that your soul was searching for, you didn't realize they were hidden. Maybe you were an avid planner, you were someone that didn't really just trust in the universal flow of life and really trust in the creator's plan for you. You would have had to have control over everything. If this was meant to teach you your independence and to thrive in your time alone, you would be someone that unfortunately was quite codependent in love, struggled with abandonment trauma. Maybe you always ended up being in those relationships where unfortunately the more lack of emotion or the more distant or the more frictional, the more you felt like you cared and thrived in, because unfortunately this is what your poor brain was accustomed to think love should be: chaotic. It was meant to teach you that a true love stabilizes our energy and makes us feel grounded and safe and nurtured. Love is meant to be our sanctuary, not our overwhelm. And maybe before this connection you never found that you aligned with a love that was your sanctuary and created stability, not overwhelm. Maybe you were someone in life that you were always someone that maybe when it came to career was switching your job every couple years. You were that personality type. You grew up not being that person. I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor. Like, you were just always, I just don't think you were ever set on the path you were meant to be when you guys interlocked your energy for the first time. This really opened up your soul, this connection. 2nd of the 6th, 6th of the 2nd, birthday memory. But as well, this card is about unexpected rendezvous. This just came to my mind, and no judgment, but I do find people that unfortunately really don't know the power or importance of love. Maybe you were someone, I don't want to say promiscuous, but maybe you were someone, physical touch was always a way that maybe you really expressed yourself, or you would give your sacred energy away, maybe, I don't want to say too freely, but you didn't realize the importance of your sacredness before this person. So choosing a lover or a partner, it was just never really a second thought to keep that energy about you a bit more reserved. There's a reason that just came to my mind. Don't make it fit. But it was meant to teach you your balance, your center, how to integrate to the universal energy, to start feeling complete, that you complete yourself, to create awareness, to focus on your well-being. This is a quality, but to balance you out, to find your internal Two of Cups within your duality. It was meant to teach you how to come out of emotional restlessness and find center. Maybe in the past you were quite impulsive with emotion, especially impulsive when it came to feeling anger or frustration. You never really knew how to hold back a trigger or ride a wave of emotion without maybe, unfortunately being a little bit abruptive or forthright. It's meant to teach you patience, especially when it came to emotions. So if you've been in separation or no contact for a long time, and patience and impulse is something you've had to work on, this was part of your journey with this person to truly learn that in a soul level, not just say you've learned that. 5. 26 of the 5th could be another important memory. Was to create your ladybug energy, a vibrant and abundant life. You were always born to sparkle. Happy, comfort, leisure. Activate your good health. Another thing I find with spiritual awakening, a lot of people choose the path of sobriety, good nutrition, whole foods, because you just start to understand the sacredness of yourself. So the things you consume or put into you just become a lot kinder with yourself. And I always say, really starting to treat and appreciate our meat suit, it starts to build our self-love as well, because we start to understand our goddess, our God, our powerful energy that we embody. It's so funny, this is coming to my mind. I always say this, and this is why I call you guys my stars, because we all have that magical stardust within us. And I saw this video the other day, and it was this person talking about stars in the sky, and he compared the illumination, and he put this light onto a rippling body of water, and the illumination of the star looked just the same as the reflection of this body of water that was reflecting. And it just made me stop and think, because it's so true. Where, what is it, like 80% of our body or something that is built by water, and that would make sense with the stardust. If stars are really just water in the sky, it makes so much sense. Sorry, it came to my mind for a reason. You could have seen that video, but I find a lot of spiritualists as well, the water fasts you guys do, like you try and get at least if it's not having a nice prolonged water fast once to twice a year, you guys tend to do a lot of 7-day fasts and stuff. It's like, that water that we consume, and I always say water is magical. It's a portal. I pray to my water. Every bottle of water I drink, I pray to it. It just shows the sacredness of it. But anyway, maybe you've just started a water fast, or you've been thinking about doing it. But it was meant to teach you good health and to appreciate your vessel. to make you believe in miracles and that wishes do come true. It was meant to this person, for this collective. You're clearly meant to, this says about the birth of a daughter. So maybe you guys are destined to have a child that's part of your main energy. This right collective, you really believe that you're meant to have that family foundation. So let it be you've had a dream of having a daughter with this person. And I always say, if you dream of a child of yours, that's your spirit baby choosing you. We all choose our vessel, we choose our family, we choose the meat suit that we're going to be born into. And it wouldn't surprise me if this collective, you have a little spirit baby there. All right, the key. Truth, to find solutions to your complicated circumstances, your puzzling energy, always feeling tied up, that luck was always working against you, being tangled in hassles and problems. This is what you were meant to find clarity on and break free from, and start paying attention to the boundaries you need in life and the self-awareness you need to be able to get through this energy. If we have a whole life created like this, it's because of our actions, our decisions, what we're projecting out. I always say, people that are so unhappy with their life and their environment, you've created it by the things you welcome or the things that you keep excusing. We get examples all the time when things don't align to us, but when we have abandonment trauma or codependence, we have such a fear of things that we leave things in our life for the wrong reasons. It's the external and internal attachments that needed to change in your life to solve this, and realize companionship or external things don't solve this for you. You create your solutions. You are the key to this, no one else. The road. It was meant to test your commitment time and time again, your perseverance, your willpower. This was really meant to make you abundant in life, but to transition your tears of sorrow, to choose the abundant timeline. The overflowing abundance starts within. It's when you relieve the need of it, the external attachment that this journey was all for something. I was meant to be rich, or I was meant to have my divine, it was meant to, and that's why your commitment gets tested. It's very long to release those things. This world, we're programmed to believe we need all of those things to be successful or to be thriving in life. True activation is to teach you don't need anything but yourself, your sovereignty, to make you positive, to make you truly believe that what you think you create. To teach you to let go of the things you constantly chase after and just be still, to activate your fulfillment in life, but especially from internal. I have to say, no wonder this collective, this was so positive. Like, look at how much this really has, and you might still be in the process of changing these things, but this is what this relationship, this is how the universe sees it. This is what was clearly it was meant to create in you, okay? And this person, clearly, I will confirm everything though, but to break free from always, doubting and the ulterior motives, who's being sneaky, the lack of trust, the this, the that. If you as a person, and again, I'm not saying this to trigger you, but if you were a person in the past, you were more of that maybe sexual being, or you constantly just excuse people that made you feel like this for the sake of companionship. I'm not just a psychic medium, I'm a shadow worker, and when I tap into someone's armor, their blocks, and I see that there's someone that really struggles with trust issues and always looking for ulterior motives, It's so unfortunate, because that's probably one of the hardest things to really heal in your soul. But I find people that struggle with trust issues, because remember, they'll keep making you walk through the fire till you learn. You have the most distrusting people around you, but you choose it, especially for love. You get examples, wait, that doesn't align with me, you're making me, and sometimes even physically they break your trust, but you keep excusing it, you keep aligning it because you just want someone by your side. You'll never heal it. So this collective, this was meant to teach you to, I always say those fires are necessary, because without walking through it time and time again, we're not going to learn. But if the same thing and trigger keeps coming up, you're not seeing it properly. And this collective, it's been a really hard journey for you to become carefree. Remember the carefree, and just surrender and not always be expecting the worst from people. And I have to reinforce, if you are someone you always expect the worst, you think people are being sneaky, you think people are deceiving you, you think people are cunning, you think people are this, you need to work on your internal trust. And you need to know boundaries. And as soon as someone makes you feel that way, you need to remove them from your energy with strength, because you'll never heal it. But to trust that everything will unfold the way it's meant to. And it's funny, because that's this collective. That's your main focus. You're trying so hard to surrender and believe. You're trying so hard to just allow. So you are learning it. It's not easy, but you're getting there. It was meant to create major opportunities, you starting to celebrate the light, especially in your soul, your warmth, your growth, to teach you to be bold, be proud of your boldness, your authenticity, but find the enjoyment in life, true enjoyment, to really teach you positivity and how to see the glass half full, not always half empty. To build your strength, that lion strength within. Become that female male magician, taming that ferocious lion, understanding in your infinite potential, the possibilities of life, that nothing's impossible. It's I'm possible when we're thinking the right way. Wow, you got another birth card. You've got 2 cards here of birth, pregnancy. But a transformation, change through the restlessness to renew you. Maybe you moved a lot through this separation as well. 17th of the 5th, 14th of the 9th, birthday, memory-wise. Tap into your ancestral discovery to find yourself, to believe in your power, to break free from the subconscious programming, to really tap into your divine feminine energy, the true person you were born to be. One more. I wanted to see the twin flame card, but Judgment! To awaken you to your true potential in this world. Total transformation, to heed the call, renewal, awakening, rebirth, cleaning the slate, fundamental changes to clear and purge. Judgment is really uniting our past, present, future version of ourselves. Without our past version, we would not be our present version, which is preparing us for our future version. And a lot of people that activate on this healing journey, you have so much shame and guilt and regret for the person you once were and wish you could have done things better. And when you get to that point of just understanding, without that past version, without the life lessons, without everything your poor soul has been through, you would not be your present self, preparing you for your future self. It's having acceptance of it all. This love was meant to awaken you and connect you. It was meant to make you heal. I'll get one more. Wow, you are really meant to, you've got 3 cards here of, you've really got an abundant life destined for you. Success, to be head of the pack, to finish first, your will to win, your persistence. I will say this, And maybe any connection that does this to you, it's part of your soul contract. It's part, like, they were pretty much all evolution of the soul. But even though some loves can activate such a strength in us and to really tap us into our full potential, of course, you're always going to find some form of unconditional love and understanding for the person that's created that in you. Okay, but I know you've got a couple cards here of, I feel this collective, you're destined to create some form of long-term foundation. But as for any soulmate, like true divine, we lost, and we just got the sorry. So I just asked, I wanted to see what this person's perspective is of you, because I said you can't change someone's perception. So I wanted to see right now how they're actually feeling about this connection, right? How they're feeling about you as a person before we really break it all down. And you got very beautiful cards here. But there was, anyway, so you got 6 of Wands, 3 of Wands, and then you got 5 of Cups in reverse, and you got Queen of Coins in reverse. Now, I said, I do think this person, I do think they want some form of success when it comes to you, when they're thinking of you, and it's balanced. I think when they reflect, they felt victorious when they were with you. They felt like they were accomplishing a lot, or maybe that they were just kind of really proud of the version they were when they were with you, which makes me feel their life could be maybe on the, since you, it just, they haven't felt this since you, right? 3 of Wands, I said, I think this person really does have moments of thinking you're part of their destiny, part of something that's destined to be in their life, that they're wanting forgiveness here, but they know change needs to happen as well. They are ready to move on from the past and really heal what's been done. But then this card. Now, there's a reason I started with saying you can't help someone's perception, and Queen of Coins in reverse, she kind of lets ambition dictate her life. She can be a bit boring. She's all work, no play, kind of a very repetitive kind of energy. She can be a little bit self-focused at times, especially when it comes to arguments. This also specifies being a little bit jealous and even sometimes manipulative or a bit of a perfectionist. And I do think when they think of these things, beautiful. But I do think this person has some memories of, this is going to sound so irrelevant, but I need to say it. I think sometimes when they think of coming through again, there's something about this person feeling a bit bored here. And I say some relationships, they thrive so well being at home, watching movies, eating dinner, doing the same shit every night. But then there's some relationships that don't. You need adventure, you need excitement, you need to be going on vacations or little trips away. You need those date nights, and, you know, and it's not just going out for dinner or going to see a movie. So, some of you guys, you need that more adventurous approach, going hiking, kayaking, bloody, what is it when you jump out of a plane? Like you guys, there's something here about the way you let work and routine control your life that sometimes when they have this sense of urgency, they go back to thinking, well, I got so kind of bored in the part, and I know that sounds silly, but this can really stop someone from coming through. And don't make it fit. It's coming to my mind so clearly. I just think this person, and then when they start dissecting it, they start to think, did our conversation flow? Was it like, I just think this is clearly a big point for them. Maybe as well, sometimes they thought that they were being a bit manipulated by you, or you were self-focused and it was kind of your way or the highway. And again, you can see what you've had to overcome and change. You can see it. And this collective, you had so many abundant cards in your deck. So this collective, if your path is really destined for that abundant flow that came out, you've always had kind of a very hard work ethic, but I don't know if you've ever really embodied that healthy work-life balance. Don't make it fit, because this is, when they think of you, that's the block. That's the block. Maybe you guys had a lot of arguments when it came to do with things with financial structure as well. One more for your top row. But they do. They think of coming in all the time. They think of, maybe this person did propose once upon a time, or I think this person offered a lot here and they think of offering a lot. But this night is also about a slow healing journey, right? It's a very slow, progressive journey of self-discovery and healing. And along the way, he's just feeding himself that cup. So let's take their energy away from this. I do think they reflect on maybe your time away and the slow progression of healing, or back to this self-focus though. If maybe this person really thinks in their mind, and again, you can't help how someone sees things, that you've really prioritized yourself in this time away. And this collective, you might not even resonate with that, because internally you have this emotional hurricane towards them, but they're not hearing your emotional hurricane. That's in you internally. Okay. This specifies how affectionate you guys were with one another, but certain proposals here, the romance you guys did share, but there's something here about your psychic abilities, but also your graceful energy. And a Queen of Pentacles, she's one graceful queen, even in reverse. You're very graceful. You'd have a sophistication, an elegance, a maturity about you that they would really love. They do go over this, but also a bit, maybe the timing wasn't right. Maybe the timing for you guys wasn't right. There could have been a bit of immaturity here, emotionally. This isn't bad, mate. This is actually very positive. The only thing that I think holds them back and they find strength in is this, which means whatever they've seen of you, like this hasn't changed in them, this perception. Okay. But let's confirm them. Wow. So, okay. Two things. Your relationship could have been 6 months, so it was like the best 6 months of their life, because remember, you got this short-lived romance. But also, I think for the past 6 months, something's been really, they've been reflecting. So this has been a long time. Okay, this isn't a short time, like finding their inner truth, a catalyst for change. Things are transforming. There's been cosmic triggers, cosmic activation. So something very divine has been activating in their emotion towards you over the past 6 months, preparing them for the next 6 months. And it makes sense, because this is very deep reflection. It's just this one block that we're seeing. That's nice. I was a bit on the fence with this one. If the divine is intervening here, this is something that's on your divine path. And just because, remember, twin flame, soulmate didn't come out here. If the divine is interfering in their emotion in life, it's being cosmically guided for a reason. So you just need to trust in it. It's not about the label. 3 and 3. There could be some friendship conflict here. This person could think you have someone else in your life. They could have aligned with someone else in their life, but I think they're going over the good times. This is also a card of reunion here. So reuniting with you, the good times, the gatherings. Maybe you guys met each other at a party, or through some form of, maybe friends were kind of tied to this. Could have been work as well, but I feel it was more, they're going over something to do with something social you guys experienced. Okay. But they could also, when they think of you, Unfortunately, especially if they're trying to hold on to some blocks, and you know there was some certain friendships that might have got in the way, or it's odd because I said this got kind of boring, but I think it started off very exciting. So I don't know if you guys had a few little, cheeky bad habits, or you guys really had those really good times at the start, but quite quickly it became repetitive, boring, and stark. I think sometimes as well it's like, oh, but we did have good times. It was like this, it was like that, but then it was this, and then I got bored. I'm hearing that detail so clearly, so very important detail for this collective. Okay, it's 5 of Cups in reverse. Oh, so it's them going over their behavior. Maybe how they've held a grudge here, how they've been hasty, even their own jealousy, but their unpredictable energy. Maybe they question if you will give them forgiveness here, especially if you resonate with this person being a little volatile or a little bit arrogant towards this whole situation. I don't think that's you. I do think jealousy, you embody both, but I don't think that maybe they could think that you've held a grudge here. I think that's more them reflecting on what they know may be hard to gain forgiveness for. But if this is really a mirrored connection, you would reflect this kind of energy in your own right. And it's funny because I was saying they need adventure, and this is also a card of being a little bit of a daredevil. I do think this person has a real strength in their inner child. They just don't do well with being stuck at home, and people do not understand how it can really affect a relationship if you don't have balance with this kind of stuff. Like I said, some people thrive just kind of being at home doing nothing, but there's other people, it can destroy a relationship. And this collective, there was just a little bit of a lack of excitement, especially if you started off very exciting and very kind of, and then it went to, wow. So but it confirms both. So one, remember I said that's their block, right? So every time they think about regenerating this relationship, making a comeback, wanting to reconcile, repair it, move on from the past, right? You've got 2 about this behavior does come to their mind. But I also think they're on the verge of a transition of perception of this as well. Okay, is it completely set in stone? No. But I do think they're starting to repair their own outlook of this. If this person really kind of put you in this basket, right, and the universe has got a hold of this, and this is the perception shift, the universe, through cosmic triggers, would be aligning this person with people that are really like this, right, to really show them, maybe I'm being a bit hard here. Like, these are all so beautiful. It's just these 2 cards. World. So I do think they want a completion. I do think they want to feel whole with you again, but they're not silly. There's some things here that they know it wouldn't work even if they came back. But I think the saving grace here for this collective is, I don't think this person's, the only reason they're holding on to this is because I don't think you've interacted in the physical for them to see the change just yet. So this is why they've got the question mark. What if they have changed? What if they have... This isn't bad. This isn't bad. Let's get one more. Okay, so within the next few months makes sense with this. Making long-term plans, again, expressing gratitude, harvest season, Chariot, forward movement. Or maybe this decision has been weighing on them for the past few months. So January would have been a big month for them, maybe even around May, when it comes to you. So maybe they had certain events or certain things that came up through gatherings that made them think about you at this time. But again, I wanted to get this to see their perception of you and this connection. And As for Two of Cups, Four of Wands, Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, like that, I don't think there's enough belief in that yet. Okay, I still think they're a little bit stuck in the past, and will there even be forgiveness offered, which means they struggle a little bit maybe with rejection. I will break the rest down though, but there's something that their current energy, they're not thinking long-term future. Where this collective, that's a huge thing for you. You really believe that this is your life partner, your be-all and end-all. Where they're not completely aligned with that energy that you are right now. Do they think of the greatness? And when they think of moving forward, because they have fear of how you're going to deal with this, they still, instead of thinking what could be long term, they fall back to how things were in the past. Does that make sense? That's where I think your energies are differing a bit. But let's get into it. Okay. Oh, I got my message cards first. Hold on. I didn't want to get these first. This happened yesterday. I'll read these two, but I'll get them after. That's not true. I've finished my self-work. I am coming back to you. We will be together very soon. I don't know about the finished self-work. Can you hear me sending you telepathic messages? I feel you to my innermost thoughts. They do think you're a manifester. I wouldn't be surprised if this person does try and manifest or think really positive or look at your photos and try and speak to you. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. These are the ones I wanted to get. So they're isolated right now. Wow. Again! Yesterday, you got it twice. Telepathy. Do you hear me talk? I really do think this person could be trying to actually manifest you. Do you hear me talking to you? I need you close to me right now. Please respond. Remember, I literally just said I feel like they could be kind of like talking to you through pictures or, I don't know, something, socials or something. I need to be alone to figure out who I am and who I want to be, but please be patient with me. It's back and forth. That's good. Lies and illusions held me back from seeing the truth, and I was unable to see reality. So especially with that Queen of Coins in reverse, remember that deviation? I do think they're breaking free from certain perceptions that they've had bound to them. So they're playaways. And you did get that Knight of Cups, charismatic Casanova. I was an immature lover that lacked emotional intelligence. I'm going to say my intentions were never pure. I don't think this person was ready for you. And I don't think they did have the emotional intelligence. I said that before about the emotional maturity. I don't think this person kind of really knew or was ready to get into the things that maybe they were offering you. They're still a bit angry at times. I believe that. They're not completely there just yet. You push my buttons on, but I don't think you do it on purpose. Maybe they do think you try and aggravate them a little bit. But I'm so upset that you have control over me still. So they hate that they lose their emotion to you. This is maybe why they go into the negative perception to try and telepathy. Not good. It is a transition though. I've made mistakes and I lied in the past. Will you ever trust me again? So there is some things here this person hasn't been honest about. And it's sad because they try and blame you. This is that energy. Yeah, I did this, but it's because you were like that. They're not completely balanced yet. Sad. Oh, but they do get jealous of you. They do watch you, your style, so you would light up a room. Anyone, especially with what you're meant to achieve in this life, this collective. Oh my God, I split that on the divine knot. The unconditional love, legendary, divine union. Wow, that didn't want to come out before. Love of a lifetime. You would light up a room. And this person, and maybe that's jealousy came out twice. So there is something about jealousy here. Divine masculine, that's good. Illusions left on red, so don't make it fit. They didn't make you a priority, but it was okay. Lies, illusions held me back from seeing the truth. I was unable to see reality. So there's a point. You put an olive branch out or you message them, but they were trapped in an illusion. They were trapped in anger still, right? I wasn't sure how to respond to your message. Remember, this is no contact, this collective. So I went quiet because they were still trapped. They couldn't see. They couldn't make you a priority at that time, but this is what they're transitioning out of. You are no longer going to be an option. I'm making you a priority. My actions will match my words, but I don't think they're here yet. And I think sometimes, especially if you are kind of that personality type, they know to be in your life, it's kind of that life partner energy. You've clearly put your cards on the table. That's your main focus here for the right collective. So it's like deep down they know if they can't make you a priority, if they can't give you the things that you want in this world, it's not going to work. You're destined for heartbreak again. And I think another reason they go on pause is because they do still question, can I make this a priority? Am I actually ready for this commitment? Have I matured enough for this? That might be hard to hear, but it's clearly something. This is where they're breaking free from. Are they completely there? No. But do you know what a positive is? That means this person really doesn't want to hurt you again, and they don't want to hurt themselves. So they stay silent because they don't want to give you false promises. That's not bad. Whoa. I think they come in and out of planning. I don't think this person's made a decision, but I do think they have moments of thinking, I need to prepare some form of love offer. You will eventually be shocked and surprised. But then they question, are they ready for this? Maybe they attach with just a lot of situationships, not wanting commitment. Maybe, unfortunately, especially if they do have any kind of scarring in the heart and they struggle with some form of avoidance. I find people that they tend to line up with situationships because they're not ready to prioritize someone in their life with deep commitment. So I think, again, this is them questioning, am I ready to give up my ways for someone? Okay, sad, but again, it's a deep reflection here. Then they love you clearly, but you got to remember they are choosing isolation. That's good. So it could be, I do think it's transitioning, but the divine's clearly got a hold of this. So there's something on your path that you haven't unlocked really and healed properly. If this is still on pause and it's still in a transition, there's something transitioning for you. And it's funny, the eagle came out. That's my bird of truth. So really confirming that, but going over the past, present, future perspective. They are thankful for you, but then it gets them angry because you have too much control over their emotion. They're all talk, so they know they can't come in with all talk. I know you're tired of hearing my excuses, all talk and no action. So they stay. Oh my God, did you just see that? But what's this reading been about? Their perception is shifting. I was only able to see what I wanted to see. I'm sorry for not seeing your worth, right? This card here, I don't think it's them saying it like this, but I do think it's a subconscious thing of them hoping you don't give up on them. I'm not letting you go and you will hear from me very soon. Don't give up on me. But it's when this happens, right? So it's not like they're saying, don't give up on me. I'm not letting you go. They're like, should I? But then you got two of this. So there's something about your soul connection they can feel. So let it be on your socials. You pop online, they pop online. You post something, it's happening in their life. Whatever it is, there's something here that makes them believe when they're in center. This is deep. Like, this person must feel me. And that was one of your biggest questions in your part. But when they get 3D stuck, trying to find the logic, are they ready for change? Do they want to change their ways? They start to, but it's transitioning. This will need patience. I want to see this person's true intention. Getting such a mixed bag from them with the decks we're going for them, which just confirms they're quite confused still. That's good. Time is ticking, critical junction. That's not bad. So them themselves are on a crossroads, but they're settling in life right now. So this person would be afraid of change. Good. That's good. That's where the isolate. We love that card. They're going through a dark night of the soul. That was one of your questions. That's good. I know I have control of my life. No one is holding me captive or controlling my circumstances. I recognize the power of free will and I want to be happy. But I know I'm not happy if I'm not with you. I feel I have no way out though, victim mentality. I just can't walk away from my duties or the one that I'm with, even if I'm not entirely happy. But they're in deep reflection. I think it's more duties. I know that player energy came out, but they're in isolation. So I think it's more their habits. Are they ready to change their life? If they really keep going in their mind, I know I'm settling if I'm not with this person, there's no one holding me captive. I know I can make change. It's like it's not that they're reliant on someone else's opinion. It's, are they ready to make the change that's needed? And that's their biggest focus here. You can see it. Are they ready? It's like deep down in their soul, they know this would, if it would ever even work again, it would be like the last chance possible. So it's like if they F it up this time, there's no hope ever coming back in their mind. But this is good. And I always say when someone's going through this, you don't want to be around them anyway. Let them go through it. I'm fighting my demons and re-examining my actions. I do believe that. It has been life-altering and also painful. At times I fight against the change, but I know it must happen for me to evolve. So this says attached here underneath this critical junction. So this says no one's holding me captive. So maybe this person did just release some form of attachment. They could have been a Libra. They could be a Libra. You could be a Libra. But they're starting to realize this person doesn't control me. They're finding balance with this. I know I acted as if I couldn't make up my mind about our connection, but it's really because I was scared of hurting you and scared of being hurt. And I think this is why this person aligns to situationships. But this says I'm connected to my karmic partner due to my responsibilities. So maybe they work with this karmic energy, or this person has some form of, or had some form of control over finances. But I want to face my issues head on and work through these things before I return. I know it's not easy, but I'm trying my best. But again, this is what this is confirming. Whatever this is, I think they're releasing it. Let it be the responsibilities, an actual situationship, a karmic love, whatever it is. They're starting to realize this person doesn't control me. I need to find balance. I deserve to be happy. I don't want to settle anymore in life. I deserve to be loved. I can't keep being scared that I'm going to be hurt. That's when they're in power, right? But this is what they're having to face a deep, deep set of dark night of the soul with. That would be very confronting to face, especially if this person is afraid of change. And this is something they've gotten accustomed to having. Settling. And they're not getting where they want to in life. And the small offering, they don't want to offer you what they offered you before and then remove it. I know you want more from me, but this is all I can give at the moment. I'm unsure of what I can give to you or when I can give to you, but I do want to give you something more valuable than before. You're on this person's mind, my angels, but I'm going to tell you right now, and this is what they're going through the dark night of the soul with as well, listening to others. So being a people pleaser, outside admiration, approval. This is not a movement reading right now. I'm going to be honest. You can see everything that this person's thinking about is more the decisions, how stuck they are in life, the decisions they make for themselves, how they feel they're settling, how they prioritize other people over their own happiness, right? I'm an idiot. I spoke about our connection as if it was trivial. I didn't respect the sanctity of our connection. Instead of keeping things between you and I allowed others to interfere. What are you as a collective? Go back to this part. What are you still needing to balance? When I was reading that, if this is what this relationship is meant to entail for you, what are you not in balance with? I think this collective, the true surrender and trust and really believing what is meant to be will be, you're really starting to come into power with it, but you're not completely there. There's still impatience that runs through your soul. There's still things about your career path. There's, from what I could see, you're coming into so much change, but there's still little blocks for you as well. There's a reason this person is going through their blocks right now. So instead of focusing on their blocks, focus on the things that you know you can put focus on, which are in your control, and start putting the right energy into it, okay? Whatever started coming up intuitively as I was reading this, that's what you want to focus on. Even the good health's ringing in my ear because we have the deviation about the water fast, or just what things are stopping you from your greatness and that abundant timeline that they're really trying to activate in you. This isn't not there, but it's, you're in their mind's eye, but you're not their complete focus. And when they do have focus of coming, it's like they stop themselves and they think they're in control of that decision. It's not, it's the divine. The cosmos are playing in both of your life right now for a reason. When I talk about really trusting in divine timing, this is the perfect reading for it. It's, you need to believe you're both being protected right now so you don't repeat the same pattern as you repeated in the past. What are you procrastinating on? What decisions are you not making? Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of continuously putting it off. Take action, and this will help you attract this success and more success in your life. You can't control the outcome of this, and that's what it is. You just want to know everything's okay. You want it to be confirmed. You probably even said, I just want a message. I just want to know that like, you can't control it. But you can see how much you try your hardest to just believe. That very first deck was so important. Being over controlling can sabotage relationships or situations. To more effectively achieve your goal, just back off, regroup, focus on yourself. Okay. And this shows that Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Nothing can be perfect. Not this situation, not your timing, not... If you are really that kind of person that's just go, but it's even your self-focus right now. You think you're ready. Your ego thinks you're ready. It's divine timing. Whatever you're trying to control in your life right now, release. Whatever you're procrastinating on and not doing, avoiding what we put out, we'll get in, do it. Limits as well, and I feel this with your trust issues. You could have some people in your life that are needing boundaries right now. There's something, maybe that's another part you haven't completely healed, that sneaky fox behavior. Whatever doesn't feel right for you right now, you need boundaries as well with the things you can control. And it's funny, you've got stop procrastinating, but then there's some things you've got to stop acting on, especially the craving of this. It's like you're putting all your energy into something that needs to alter and shift. Now is the time to be still and not act when it comes to the emotion. When it comes to things to do with your abundant path or health changes, do it, okay? But when it comes to trying to control a situation, let it go. Okay? This says just breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. And that was part of the leading message. It's like you're tempted to, I don't even want to say break no contact. I think you're just overwhelmed right now. Them, stop focusing, because that's just you and your control issues. People in your life, we need to help heal your fox energy. Boundaries. Things that you're avoiding, that you've got control of, start doing. One more. Your belief in scarcity that it won't arrive. It's your fear that comes in. But I do need to confirm, this collective, when that comes over you, you try and sit in belief. It's just when you start to think you're crazy and delusional. Look what this is doing to your soul. You're not crazy or delusional. Look what this has activated in you. You think you're crazy and delusional because you put a label on it. You think, oh, I'm waiting for some... Look at the change it's created. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. Right now, you're blocking your abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Okay, your third eye is balancing, your throat is balancing. What are you not being honest with yourself with, right? And your solar. So your energy points are needing to come into alignment. So I always say when our energy's off balance, there's something with our crown that's blocked and there's something with our root that's blocked. A lot of people say it's when the heart's blocked. I think it's your crown or your root, because it stops your free flow, right? And there is a bit of fear that creeps in. So your higher self, it's very rare we get all the different, well, not all of them, but you got majority of the different colors here. You need to balance you by doing the things in your life that you've got control of. A healthy vessel means a clear vessel. It means a flowing vessel. Mental stress, all of that stuff, it just starts to block everything. You start believing our overthinking instead of the I that matters, what we said before. Stop denying things in yourself or pushing away that intuition, because you're not being truthful with yourself and the things that need to change. And you're wounding your sacral. And have more confidence in yourself and your journey. Okay, I'm just going to get you an angel card and we're going to... So the angel around you is independence. So you might think you're thriving in your independence. They're still activating this around you. So you might still have issues with codependence and abandonment and not even realize, especially if you've cut yourself off from the world. How can you know it still triggers you if you're not in those tests? And you can kind of see your codependence is still being activated to the outcome. You need the answers. Freedom, spiritual growth, light, power, enhanced third eye, wisdom, exploration. I help open the door of freedom in all areas of your life, spiritual enlightenment, and discover your true path. Big changes in November. Okay. Bronze. Oh my God, stop it. And the angel of patience. There are your answers there. We just said it before. So patience and independence are things you still need to work on. Inner peace, next best step, develop plans, attention to detail, caution, unruffled. I help time, patience, and planning to your... I help time, patience, and planning be your allies when you contend with annoying details or complex situations. Watermelon, tourmaline, but watermelon is the card of your inner child. Find happiness in these times right now. They're saying you need to wait. Wait. April could have been a big month. 40 and 33's come out twice for you. All right, let's see the angels around this person. Angel of divine presence, so that there is a shift happening. Miracles, powerful change, Akashic records. So there's got an activation, the dark night of the soul, a sudden shift, spiritual growth, hyper focus. I help you discover and develop your personal spiritual power and learn to use it to make this a better world. Truth. They're tapping into their purpose. And this is about 3 months. They're going to act now 3 months. What are we? July, August, September. Oh, because November, I was seeing if that lines up. But you had that in a few months. So maybe September, October is a big month for you guys. If you just focus on you though, okay? Angels, symbols and dreams, they're really being spiritually activated right now. Life lessons, emotional connection, visions, they're claircognizant, speaks truth through signs. And that's a big thing you're focusing on right now too. When you feel stuck and need guidance, ask me for dreams to give you clarity on what course of action to take. Within a month, amethyst and looking for signs. So dark night of the soul now. Months, they're going through a soul activation, a self-discovery. They need patience. That energy is off limits right now anyway. All right, what angel is over your whole connection? Oh, that wanted to come out. You've got 2. Infants and children. This collective, you really could be destined to have a child. But the angel of logic and perseverance, you need to be patient. Youthful birth of a child. Every deck from up above. You've got something about a spirit baby here. Zest for life, lightness of being wonder. When you feel weighed down by life or heavy emotions, I will help you reconnect to the wonder and joy of living. So you're both going to have ups and downs, but you'll reconnect and find your balance. The desert rose, a matter of weeks, a big fat yes. Maybe a spirit baby comes in the next few weeks, like attaches to you. Angel of logic and responsibility, development, precision, hard work, harvest, order, intellect, details. You both have to go through some things to do with perseverance and action right now. I hope you reap the harvest of your full potential. And that's what you're both activating still, your full potential. When your full potential, watch, I don't need to say that, I'm on YouTube. There's something that releases here for your harvest season. Process of development, period, whatever, August, you are ready. One more. Angel of compassion over you both. You can see that in your energy, even their energy, they're transitioning with the way that they view this. It's nice. Metamorphosis, shifting the consciousness, peaceful change, light codes, transformation. I aid ascension through transformational soul healing and alignment with your higher purpose, October. I think September, big for you guys. Obsidian, following their intuition for both of you. And if they're going through a huge soul transformation, you'd feel them energetically. So your soul would be going through a huge soul transformation as well, but in your own right. True soul connections, you feel each other's transformation. You experience it in your own ways. Divine Feminine, you lead the journey to find the strength for when they're getting pulled up on the timeline. So the lessons you're embodying, you're releasing without fear, understanding, whatever it may be. Okay. See your emotion outside of the box over the next few months. And if you can, just keep that first part for you is beautiful. Just focus on your strength and the things that are in your control in your life. Okay. The big J came out. Oh, and my little cat just fell out then too. All right, so you got the big J crescent moon. It could arrive on a crescent moon. You and this person could be born on a crescent moon, or either of you. The little cat, you could have just got a kitten, or ancient Egypt. I always see that as well. We could have a black cat. Trust in perfect timing, divine timing, when time stops. Beach. You need to get down to the beach maybe, or water's your element. This isn't a lost cause, St. Jude. You just need to believe. The Venus star. Friday, the day of love. It could return on a Friday. Friday could be an important date. Apples. Don't give in to the forbidden fruit. Just focus on you. You both have a beautiful pearl within. Trust that both of your pearls are evolving. Okay. Letters. H, N, W, S, O, N, and E. And then I'm sure this is my 2010 20-cent piece. And then you've got your purple candle wax. Maybe you need to work with some flames. Or you're a scryer, or you read candle wax. 18th of the 5th, 16th of the 5th, 15th of the 4th, 16th. So you've got 16 here. And then 16th of the 7th. 1. 6th of the 1st, 1st of the 6th, 28th of the 1st, 6, 6th of the 5th, 5th of the 6th, 11th of the 6th, 6th of the 11th. All right, my loves, I love you guys. Oh, and 5 came out. You're going through a transformation. Be patient with yourself. Lots of